Hey guys, welcome to video one. Next to last video of the school year. Yay! After today, one more video, then you'll never have to hear my horrible voice until next year. For all my Buckhorn people. But everybody, this is the last one. We're gonna do a little bit of, working still a little bit with contrast, but making it simple, a little bit of op art, in other words, optical illusions. So here's a couple here I showed with the ball. It makes it look like there's a bubble popping off. Here looks like a corridor and it just keeps shrinking with perspective. But the one we're gonna kind of, now you can try all of these, but the one that we're gonna do together and turn in, I decided to keep simple. What we're gonna do is, as you can see right here, this is his Batman logo. It looks like somebody laid the logo over top of it, but it's still flat. Okay, it is a trick, an optical illusion, because it looks like something's been laid over. It's taped to the table, sorry. So, but what it is you can see we crisscross the background to what's within there, and we get get this little weird kind of contrast, but like I said, op art. Okay, just by using lines. Okay, so today what you're gonna need is a pencil, a ruler, and that's it. White paper, any paper of your choice actually. You don't have to use the white. I'm gonna use white, but you do not have to. Okay? Yes, we're gonna do a little math today, so I'm sorry. Don't be mad at me. This is the only hard part of the whole project, and it'll go pretty quick, okay? All right, so turn your paper long ways. It's very important that we do it going vertical, okay? Now, it's best if you get a ruler that has inches. I've got mine right here. I'm gonna zoom in a lot on this one, try not to move the paper too much, and you'll see what we're gonna do. So, I'm going to do a 1/2 inch. I'm going to line my ruler up, and I am going to do, and it's 12 inches, right? Because it's 9 by 12 is usually the paper. Whatever paper you choose is fine. Blue, whatever's in that construction packet we had. I'd probably go lighter color so we can see it, but other than that, you're good to go. So I'm going to move this up just a little bit so you can see the ruler. Okay, so we're going to do 1/2 inches all the way across. Okay, so go in here by the 1. I'm going to put a dot, 1/2, 1, 1/2, 2. Hold my paper here. 1/2, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5, 8, 8.5, 9, 9.5, 10, 10.5, 11, 11.5, boom. And we don't need a million of these, but this actually works with the 1/2 inch, because if you did the inch, it's almost too wide and it's a lot more coloring and the illusion doesn't work as well. So what we did was 1/2 inch, okay? These right here are a little bit bigger than a 1/2 inch, but saves you on coloring. Now, after you get those little notches there for the halves, what you're gonna do, you can turn your paper. I balance out my ruler. Make sure the lines are even and not crooked. And I'm gonna come in here and just make those straight vertical lines. I usually do this with a T-square, but I know people don't have a T-square, so I'm not gonna use a T-square. Okay, my ruler's a little bent there, so I'm gonna come here. And what's gonna happen is, you're gonna come here and just do this all the way across. So you can go ahead and stop the video, do this, and then when you turn it back on, you can fast forward through me doing these lines. Don't go as fast as I'm doing. I've just been doing this for a little bit. And yes, I have a jump ahead one already finished, so you're not gonna have to see me do everything when it comes to the tracing and all that. So you see how you're making these lines all the way across. So if you chose the orange, yellow, whatever bright color, I choose something bright, do that and it'll work out, okay? This is the most tedious, worst part of the whole project. I hate this part. If you were in class doing this, I actually would just print these out for you on whatever paper you want it, so you didn't have to worry about this part. I know it's good to learn and all, but with the school year and only having 30 minutes here at home, a little bit more time, you got it, but at school it's like 30 minutes. We could spend 40 trying to get this right, so it's good. Alrighty, so we got all of our lines. Now, the bad thing is, you gotta go back with your Sharpie and retrace these with the ruler, okay? But before you do that, let's think of a design. Now here, I did a Batman sign, okay? You do not have to do the bat symbol, Batman, okay? Anything you can think of, don't go too crazy detailed though. Keeping it simple. So I'll give us a couple ideas, I'll draw one with you. You can draw it right over these pencil lines. Don't freak out about trying to say, no, you're good. So let's go, we've had the bat symbol. You know what, I shouldn't do this one, but I know a lot of kids love this guy for some reason. Keeping it PG, but watch this. Well, I'll draw me a face. And what I'm doing, we're gonna be polishing, so whatever you see this rough sketching I'm doing on here, I'll polish after I'm done with the Sharpie. Okay. Horrible drawing today, sorry. And since we're in art class, we're not gonna do swords because I might get in trouble. No, 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 no. We're gonna do pencils and paintbrush. But yes, for some reason, Deadpool is very popular. So you don't have to do this guy, no. I'm just giving, it's kind of like a, I shouldn't have colored that in, my bad. It's kind of like a, to some of my students, I was like, okay, I'll do one sketch of him and that's it. So again, you don't have to do Deadpool. You can do whatever you want. All right, and you see how you over lines? So the other one I had, we did an Among Us. So I did a straight view Among Us and then the bone Among Us. Now, the black lines here are already traced. After you trace these, you can go ahead and trace your Among Us character and whatever you draw, okay? So trace all the straight lines with a black marker, put your ruler right back over top of it. Do not try and freehand, it'll mess up. Then trace with that. We're gonna use black to do the opposite lines on your paper. So today, 1/2 inches, make your lines, trace all the lines with the black, a Sharpie or a very thin marker is fine. Keep it black. Draw your design right over top and then trace that, okay? And what I mean by that, watch, I'm gonna come right here. Keep it thin though. Don't get too thick with your black line, it will mess up. So for instance, I have a really thin marker here, or the Sharpie's fine. I would say do all that. You can color with a black regular Crayola marker, but for the tracing, use a thin Sharpie or like a thin marker like this. And just trace all of this. Okay? And then you can take your eraser, go over, and polish anything that didn't get traced that you don't need anymore. Okay? Here. And Mr. Deadpool here. He's gonna have a lot of erasing because I don't need a lot of this. Not my best. I already changed the ear. I know he has a little bit hanging over in the back. Neck. Again, you don't want to get too detailed. Because that's a lot of lines you got to color in. Okay? I know he usually has a little bit of shine on his eye right here. We'll see how that goes when we do the highlights. Okay, alrighty, we got that. Or your design, whatever you come up with out of your head. I don't care if it's a unicorn, you name it. And then here was one of the finished ones. Again, was the bat symbol. Don't worry about the black crisscross thing here. We'll talk about that next week, one thing at a time. Alrighty, if you need anything, you let me know. Any questions, concerns, I'm here all the time. Otherwise, I will see you next week, guys. All right, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.